Hi, I'm Lawrence. I was always told to get a degree and a job at a good company, but just 3 years into my safe job, I was retrenched and left broke. That idea no longer works. Instead of one job, we need to be focusing on multiple streams of income. As a full-time property investor and coach, my goal is to educate you and other South Africans to reach financial freedom through property. Let's get started.
I'll quickly take you through the 6 biggest risks in student accommodation. I'll quickly run through some of the good areas to invest in, and then we'll hand over to Dana, who's going to take us through a breakdown of student accommodation investing. So the 6 big risks in student accommodation are the 6 you see on the screen: vacancies, mobiling, cash flow issues, lending restrictions, repairs, and zoning. So vacancies, okay? One of the biggest challenges is students leaving halfway through the year. Right, they fail the first semester, they're not going to pay for the second semester's work. Okay, what I tend to do is I only take second years up. So only people who are second year and older get to come to my properties, because if they've passed the first year and they're in second year, they're likely being able or likely capable of passing the second year. So the big risk is students leaving halfway through or not paying their full rent. I tend to take more experienced or older students who I know have a track record of passing. Mo billing, monthly operating expense billing. Okay, oftentimes you'll have water leaks and it won't be notified to you as a landlord until it's too late, until you see it on your municipal bill and you've got 20,000 Rand to pay. Or the overuse of electricity. Water and electricity are variable costs that change depending on consumption. So if the students are consuming too much, it tends to increase your expenses and decreases your cash flow. So the best way to solve this is to employ meter readings and to put house restrictions in place to make sure that people know what the rules are when it comes to using electricity and water. Cash flow issues. Okay, now if you're using NSFAS, which Dana just sent me a WhatsApp, and NSFAS stands for National Student Fund Aid Scheme. National Student Fund Aid Scheme. Okay. Now what NSFAS does is they tend to delay payments, or they struggle to make payments on time. So you might have a student that comes through NSFAS that starts on the 1st of Jan, but you'll probably only get paid in March or April because they've got a whole bunch of new registrations and their system is overloaded. It takes them a while to process everything. So although you're supposed to be paid in March, in January, you only end up getting paid in April, which means those 4 months you're not having any income. Okay. And you also don't get paid in December because the student leaves in December. So you're 5 months without cash flow. If you haven't managed or saved that cash flow leading up to it, you're going to get into a position where you can't afford to pay your bank and you're going to default. So make sure that you save during the good months. Put away that vacancy provision. Put 5,000-10,000 Rand away every single month so that when you get to the lean months, you've got the income to be able to cover your cash flow payments. Lending restrictions, you're only going to get about a 70% loan to value from my experience on a student accommodation house. So what I've found is that if you don't apply for a commercial loan, but you rather apply for a home loan on the house, not as a student accommodation, but on the house, you tend to get a 90% loan to value, and then you can use private money or private finance to be able to cover the rest of the payment. Repairs, you're going to have to fully renovate the property every 3-4 years because of, as I mentioned, students tend to wreak havoc. The advice there is make sure you've got a weekly cleaning service. And then zoning, you have to rezone for multiple tenants, otherwise you are an illegal landlord. So just get accredited, follow NSFAS's guide on what you need in order to be able to rent out to students, and you should be fine.
Are you tired of having more month at the end of your money? It's time to venture into property investing. And although it may seem scary, don't worry. We've created tons of resources to help you get started. From tools that help you analyze deals, to online training courses, to one-on-one specialized coaching. Click the link in the comments below and get started today.